So, hi everybody. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I've done a lot of these Chibi videos in the past where if you've watched them, then you've seen me draw them and then do the line art and flat coloring and then shading. And I've done a lot of variants of that. I recently uploaded one that was live speed of me shading it, and I feel like it gets kind of repetitive, seeing as how it's the same exact technique and style, and there's nothing really unique about the videos. So I figured I'd try and do something different by talking through the process and just maybe giving a little tips to some beginners who've never really done this sort of stuff before. I'm not really an expert and I never went to any schools or classes for this. It's just what I've learned. But I figured I'd take you guys through my process. So here is the Joker from DC Comics, and I didn't make up all these colors. I got them directly from my reference, which is right here. They're the exact same colors. So yeah, that's what I did for those. So that's how I got those colors. And all my colors are in this colors folder, and I separated them so when I shade that they won't go on other layers and get all mixed together, and just makes things easier. So if something's not touching, I usually just put them together. Like this one is tie gloves in the hair, so this is on that layer, these are on that layer, and this is on that layer. Just because, I don't know, saves time, saves a layer, saves space. It's actually a little bit peeking through right there. Anyway, so I'll start off with the color that I chose for shading. My first chibi that I did in this style, I chose it then, and I just kept using the same color each time because it's a color that works. And if you're doing your own drawing, then you're going to want to find, I mean, it depends on light source, it depends on the environment. There's a lot of reasons for choosing specific colors, but for me, I wanted something that would work, would be fast, and I didn't want to really put too much effort into these. I wanted them to be something that I could do very quick. And if I'm sitting there choosing which colors look good, it just takes more time. So I chose this pretty neutral color. This is the color code if you want to play around with it. It's in the greens, it's very desaturated. And if you want to try and get a really generic shading color, then usually in this range right here, from like purples, blues, and it reds too. I mean, it really depends, but you're going to want it kind of desaturated and pretty light for what I'm going to do with it. So just to show you, I'm going to go ahead and make a new layer on top of my skin and shoes. Right click on it and create a clipping mask. And to really describe very quickly what that does is anything that is on this layer, this other new layer I made can't go out of it. So I can do this and it won't go outside of wherever the skin and shoes are. And that's what clipping masks do. They make things really fast. So I'm going to take that color that I used and make a larger brush. That's fine, I guess. I also like to zoom in just because it's hard for me to work really far away, but personal preference. And I'm sorry if I'm really awkward talking. I've never done this before. And you're going to be hearing my dogs because I'm visiting my parents right now. And my dogs are here. So anyway, you want to keep in mind a light source. So I'm pretending that my light source is coming from like around here. Just this general side, this general side is where light is going to be coming from. So my shadows are all going to be on this side over here, and my highlights are going to be over this side, and I'm not going to go too much into values and light source and all that stuff, but there's going to be a bit of backlighting too, and what that is just like reflective lighting, where light is going this way, is hitting something, and then is coming back. So you'll notice that when I go through and draw all this stuff. So just explaining what I'm going to be doing. Anyway, so start off with the skin, and I do the same style of just swooping down, and if I don't like it, then I just get rid of it, Control Z, and I just keep going until I find a swoop that I like, and then when I do like it, I just keep working with it. So the entire time I'm keeping in mind my light source, and I don't want it to cover too much of his face because, not that many shadows for this, just how I want it. And I'm kind of not liking how not dark enough this is, so I'm probably going to fix it later by putting in multiply, because I forgot to do that. Yeah, such a great artist. Anyway, God, ears are the hardest part for me, honestly. It's like they're so easy looking, but they're not. I'm sorry if my keyboard clicking is so loud. I don't have a microphone. I'm just using my computer's microphone because I'm so rich. Anyway, so, I mean, you can see I'm erasing some parts, and that's just where I'm having the reflective lighting come into play. And obviously you're going to have some shading behind or under the neck because his head is blocking it. So, I mean, it's really fast, really simple kind of stuff. I guess it's just so easy for me since I've done so many of these, and I'm just so used to it. Right here you can see I don't have any reflective lighting. That's because his body is, his hand is touching his body, so it kind of blocks whatever lighting would be there. So, yeah, that part's that. And shoes. I mean, it just goes so fast, I'm not really sure what exactly to talk about. Right here I have the pants blocking it a little bit, so I put a little bit of shading underneath there. And I didn't want too much over here because that's where it's getting most of the light, so that's why I didn't go all the way. And yeah, so I guess I don't really know what to talk about. It was awkward for me. I'm so awkward. I'm sorry. My first chibi I actually did in this style was just really for fun. Like, I didn't plan for this to be an entire series of chibis. Like, if you've been on my channel, then you've seen, like, I've done so many of these. It's ridiculous how many I've done. Oh, I did a little bit of light there just because it's the top of the collar, which is separate from, not collar, I'm stupid. God, that little fold back, I'm not good with suit name things. Now I'm just being stupid. I'm sorry. I'm very stupid. Anyway, so yeah, just the light would be hitting that since it's not being blocked by anything, but yeah. Anyway, the first one was Captain America, and I didn't record it, and I was just testing around, playing around in Photoshop, having some little relaxing time, and I don't know, it just came out of nowhere. I did it really fast, and I liked it, so I showed it to my brother, and he was like, oh, you should do Loki next, because Loki was his favorite character from that Avengers movie, and so I was like, alright. I did Loki, and then after that, everyone, like my family and my friends, were like, oh, you might as well just do everybody now. So then I did all the Avengers, and then now it's just turned into some sort of series where I do all sorts of characters. And now I'm working on the Justice League, and obviously a villain of the Justice League. But yeah. After doing like about 500 of these, it's not really as fun anymore, but I don't know. It's fast, so whatever. I'm actually not sure which side I should put the highlight on. Probably do that side. Just reflective lighting. I don't know. I've never talked during doing a drawing piece before, so I'm kind of at a loss of what to say, and I'm not that interesting of a person. It's like when I watch other people talk during their art videos, they're able to do it so easily, and just talk about anything. Just boggles my mind. I can't do that. I'm half-assing it right now. That's pretty much how I do every video. I half-ass because I don't know how otherwise. Yeah, I don't even know. And sometimes I make it up like halfway through. Like I don't know where the hell to put shading right here, so I don't know. Right here? Why the fuck not? I don't know. I'm a very noobish artist, if you haven't already realized. I'm trying to learn though. Teaching myself mostly, since I'm not really able to take any art classes at the moment though. I'd like to, but not really possible at the moment. So just using the internet for some free education, which is probably the best thing you can do really if you're just starting out. Like, don't just do art classes, like, just do it by yourself first. Just see if you even like it. There's like a lot of tutorials online that you'll find that are like free, and then there's people, goddamn, sorry, and there's people not like me, who are better than me on YouTube, who do like really good tutorials and just walkthroughs or something. I don't know. Don't watch the rest of this video. I don't even know what's gonna be on it. Just me being stupid. And right there I use a lasso tool because I don't feel like doing all of that with the brush. I wouldn't get the result I'd want doing that, because straight lines are not a thing that I can do in Photoshop without use of other things like the shift key or the lasso tool or something. But yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about with the shift key, holding down shift while using a brush, except I'm clicking this, while using a brush, you can get straight, vertical, horizontal, and forward. Crap. Well, if I do it right, you're supposed to be able to get 45-degree angle. But also, if you put down a little dot, hold shift, and then put down another dot, there's a straight line, regardless of where the dots are placed. So, yeah. Little tidbits for all y'all. See, I'm slightly helpful. Unless you already knew that, then I'm sorry. I just gave you pointless information. But whatever. Sometimes it's good to hear it again. Nice refresher. God, this is going to be an awful video. I can just see it happening. Even though it's like so much easier for me to talk like this than it is in front of a camera. I don't know if anybody who's watching this has seen any of my vlogs, but they are god-awful. And I'm so awkward. And I keep apologizing for that because I'm such a failure at life. But, you know, what are you going to do? I'll get better at it. I promise. I'll try my best. It'll be a good little exercise to, I don't know, be less awkward with a penguin. Alright, pretty much, if you didn't see what I was doing already, I'm changing the layer mode to multiply, and since this is such a neutral color, it works very well on a lot of different colors. But sometimes if it's too much or too little, you can just change the opacity, which lightens it up, makes it more transparent. And like sometimes on darker colors, it's not enough, so I usually just copy the layer, and then it gives it a nice darker look. And if that's still too much, or if that's just too much, then I lower that opacity. But yeah, I don't know, another little tip thing. So yeah, I think this suit's done. It's done enough to me. And this little fuzzball. I have fun naming my layers. Why did that work? Oh, it did. I just can't see it. Oh, I'm so smart. This is what goes through in my mind. I'm just talking out loud now, so you're hearing what would be going on in my mind. God, that looks terrible. I'm gonna keep it anyway. Such an awesome person. Anyway, yeah. I don't really know what else to say. I'm at a loss here. I don't know. I haven't seen the Man of Steel yet. I'm not awkward at all. No. Okay. Yeah. I heard it was good though. It's like, this is nothing to talk about because he's like such a simplistic looking of a character. So, I mean, there's not like really heavy details for me to be like, why I do this or why I do that. I don't know what to say really. I had a little bit of fun doing his mouth though. Don't really know what to shade here. Yeah, don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that. That's another thing that you can do just while you're working on it. If you don't like something, then just play around with it. That's probably what you see a lot in my videos, just like a lot of Control Z's because I don't know what looks good. I'm just trying something out. And sometimes I get frustrated and I leave it and then I come back to it later. Or if I'm super smart, then I forget about it and it ends up in the final product. And then I get too annoyed to go back and deal with it. But yeah, hashtag artist problems. Anyway, yeah, this style of Chibi is like really minimalist. Very few of these do I actually add in details of the hands or anything else really. Hair is kind of probably hair is probably the one I have the most problems with, just because the hair is also different, and I try and keep like a same swooping style to it, like I do the face, but then like in this case it doesn't really work out because of his hair shape, so it's just kind of awkward looking. But blame the Joker, he's being a douche to me because he's such a great guy. So yeah. What else can I awkwardly talk about? I don't know. This is just the point where it's just awkward silence for a while I try and think of what to say. And I don't know. Yeah. I guess I should suggest that occasionally you should zoom out just to see the whole picture, just to make sure that everything looks okay. That's like a problem I have with visual art, is like you're constantly zooming in and zooming out. Well, at least I feel like I need to, because I like to see the details up close, whereas with traditional art, I mean, it's all right there. I mean, you could put your face up to the picture, I guess, and that would count as zooming in. But, I don't know. I'm more of a fan of traditional art, even though I don't do it nearly as often. I don't know why. I'm weird like that. But, yeah, so if you zoom out, something doesn't look right, just come back, fix it. Probably advice that you already know, so completely pointless. These are times that I hate when you can't get one stupid. Oh, I forgot the bow tie. That's. See? You don't notice these things. Okay. I don't like it there. Here comes my dog. I don't know if you can hear him. Let me stop. I hope this is like audible, that you guys can actually hear this, and that I'm not just talking to myself for however long this has been, because that would just be really awkward, and that would suck, because I prepared this picture just for this. That's not dark enough. What I'm doing right here is just darkening up the bow tie, and I don't want to darken anything else. So I highlight the bow tie with the marquee tool, Shift Control I for inverse, and then just delete everything else around it, and lower the opacity till I get it to the darkness that I want, so it doesn't affect anything else on that layer. My dogs are being so loud, I'm sorry. Anyway, so it's pretty much shading. So I could do highlights now. But highlights, I do the same exact color. Again, this is for this type of drawing and style that I do. I don't recommend this for just any drawing. I mean, you can do this for practicing, but you really should learn more about like color theory, or there's color theory, values, and things like that, because that comes into play if you want to do some more serious pieces. But if you want to do something like really minimalistic or just simplistic like this, and you don't really want to work hard for picking colors, then this method works. So, I mean, it all depends really on what you want to do. Forgot to shade eyeballs. Happens a lot where I forget stuff and I gotta go back. Okay, kind of pointless to do highlights because you can't really see them, but I like to do them anyway, so that they're there. And I don't know, OCD maybe. Oops. Oh no, crap. There we go. Okay, so I knew this was gonna happen, so good thing that came out. You see that this is like really bright. That's just because of the particular color. Had I chose a color that was darker, somewhere in like this range, you wouldn't notice it as much. So just because it's green. So in this case, I would lower the opacity just so it's not as strong. Are they still doing fireworks? Goodness, they're a couple days off. Fireworks outside. Yeah. Goodness, cannot get that right. Sorry if I'm kind of rushing. My parents are gonna be home and I don't want them to like make noises and interrupt this. So I had to text them. They're out like at a dinner thing. So I was like, what time are you getting home? They're like in 30 minutes, and I'm like, shit. So yeah, more rambles of awkwardness. Yeah, so I'm pretty much like still keeping that initial light source in mind, and putting the highlights there. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. Sometimes you may want like a stronger highlight, sometimes you don't. I don't know. I like to thin it out as it gets farther away. Sometimes I'm lazy and I just leave it like looking like crap like that. But if it works, then, you know, it works. It all depends on how it looks. Really, the best thing to do is just like play around, and if it looks good, then, you know, just keep doing it. And if it doesn't look good, then just figure out what you don't like about it, and then try and change it around until you get something that you like. It's pretty much a general learning how to draw a thing. It doesn't have to go with the shading or colors or anything. I mean, I eventually learned that I don't like this style of chibi drawings. But yeah, it's not exactly what I mean. But so if like you're drawing a face or something and the eyes look kind of funky, but you like something about it, like, I don't know, you like how you did the pupils, so like next time you keep the pupils the same, but you change the eyelashes or something, and then eventually you'll just get, I don't know, a better picture. You just keep going with what you like. This is like the most randomest video ever. I really hope no one watches this, except for, I don't know, my friend Kelly, because she watches all my videos. Supposedly. She'll be mad at me for saying that. I love you, Kelly. I forgot to do the shoes, Kelly. Crap. These guys are just shiny shoes. I like these kind of shoes, they're so fancy. Remind me of tap dancing shoes. They're just like general show, classy shoes. Yeah. Right. Lower that. That's too bright. And that's not bright enough. Oops. Okay. Past one. What is that? Oh, right. So what happens when you don't name your layers, kids? You don't remember what anything is. Tie gloves hair. Okay, gosh. Really hope nobody watches this. And if they do, maybe hopefully they'll learn something. Learn to not do what I'm doing because what I'm doing sucks so much. I don't know. I'm being awkward again. I apologize. So, yeah. I doubt I'll like put up much more videos of these. I mean, unless, I don't know, Kelly really wants me to. Kelly, do you want me to? I'm gonna send you this video so you can watch it. Yeah. I mean, I have so many, and there's only so many times that I can put up one of these videos, and it's like if somebody needs to watch me drawing a chibi, it's like I have so many to choose from, and it's pointless for me to keep uploading more. At least I feel like it's pointless. That's why I'm doing this commentary. God, man, freaking Jesus Christ! So I'm doing this commentary one just because I want it to be different, and that's why I put up. I'm gonna shoot somebody. I swear. God, get. No, fine. I don't want it anyway. Alright. So, anyway, like I was saying, that I feel like I have so many, that's why I put up that live time one, just because it's something different, and I don't know, someone might not want to see it all sped up. Oh, this is pretty good. I'm probably going to lower it on the hair. And the gloves, or not the gloves, the bow tie thingy. How am I going to do this? Oh, I know. Durkadur. Anyway, yeah, so I just feel like it's kind of overdone now. Like, you get it. You get the point that I drew chibis in like the same style. Why is it whenever I go away and I come back, it ends up being better? It's not, whatever. I'm lazy. This is how I art. I be lazy. I do everything the lazy way. If there's an easier way to do it, I will find it and I will do it that way. But yeah, so I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I've like had so many tangents and run-off sentences and incomplete thing. I don't even know. Anyway, so I highly doubt this helped anyone, but hopefully maybe one person it helped. Or maybe not, and I'd feel kind of bad, but I just don't like putting up the same videos over and over and over again, even though like it's a different character. It still feels like the same thing. So, I guess just a quick overview would be like just keep in mind your light source the whole time. So, light source just this way, over here, and then reflective lighting. That's why there's all these like, I didn't want it as sharp as the highlights over here, just because this is where it's getting the strongest amount of light. So there's like, that much light doesn't come back over here. So just to keep things simple, I just erase the shade layer so you get the base layer right there. So it's a little bit lighter, but it's like not as bright. But yeah, so keep in mind your light source. Play around with finding out what colors work. I mean, you saw how it wasn't dark enough for one layer on the tie and it was too dark or too bright for highlights. You just gotta play around with opacity and what colors. I mean, you don't have to use one color like I did. That's just how I do it for these pictures. I mean, you're welcome to try, but it's good to test and play around and explore and experiment. That's the word I was looking for. It's good to experiment. And if you've never used Photoshop before, that's pretty much what I recommend you do. Is just open up a new file or a new document and just let it go. What does this do? Oh, what does that do? Play around with filters. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. There's the Joker. Doesn't he look dandy? Alright, I'm probably going to end it here because my battery is dying. And my parents are going to be home soon. And I don't want them walking in the door and then having the dogs bark. So, wow, this is a really long video. I'm really sorry. Thanks for watching. I don't know, if you want to see like this, me going faster through these, I got other videos on my channel you can look at. And, yeah, so that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I will, I don't know, see you guys, talk to you guys, upload another video, something will happen in the near future. The awkwardness is over. See y'all.